up, y'all? Welcome to the Tamara Speaks podcast. Right now, I have an amazing guest. Super beautiful, super just pure, just gives that beautiful vibe. Like Taylor.
Hi, everyone. Hi, beautiful.
Hi. So, tell me about Taylor. Who is Taylor?
Taylor is a jack of all trades. She can do anything and anything she put her mind to. I'm 28. I'm a Capricorn. I live in Atlanta. I am a flight attendant, and I also bartend on the side. And I just like to have fun. I'm like go bartend, and just like to have fun with my friends and my family and turn up and just all around a good person.
Okay, so were you originally from Atlanta?
No, I'm originally from Columbus, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I moved to Louisiana. My people couldn't sit still for nothing, so we always moved around a lot. So yeah.
Okay, interesting. So I do want to talk about how we met.
Okay.
How do you explain this, sis?
So we met at a restaurant here in Atlanta. I was with my ex at the time, and we were sitting at the bar. We were drinking, and then we just started conversating. And the conversation went from how our relationship was and the things that we went through. And she was like, wait a minute. I have to get involved. I have to, what is going on, sis? Because the conversation just went to a different level.
The conversation completely did go to a different level. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
To be 100% honest. Like, I was at the bar and then I was talking about that whole like relationships and how I feel like if you're with a guy and you've been with a guy for 2 years, at least y'all should be talking about what's the next steps.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you like made sure you were like, hey, like I've been with him for 4 years, like he never take that first step.
Right.
Tell me more about that.
Oh yeah, so dealing with him for 4 years, it was definitely a roller coaster, especially with my emotions, everything that we went through. I definitely say the beginning, I should have noticed the red flags in the beginning, but I didn't. And I stayed. And even when it was too late and things went left, it's like, okay, I still stayed when most people would have been out. And so I feel like going through all that, he just wasn't ready for commitment. Even when I tried to I never really tried to force him or give him like an ultimatum on it, but I feel like he just didn't never take it seriously because of his own stuff that he was doing on the side. And then when it came into light of what he was doing on the side while dealing with me, it was like, well, oh shit, and now we're here. And it's like, instead of running, I still stayed. And I feel like, especially now that, we're past that and we're not together anymore, it's like, damn, I wasted all that time. Like 4 years with no commitment, no ring, no relationship, and still holding you down for what?
Yeah. What made you stay in that process? What made you still hold on?
Well, like in the beginning, he wasn't always like that, and it definitely was love. It definitely was a good commitment. Even though I did see some of the red flags, he's at the end of the day, like he didn't do good things, but he's a good person.
Yeah.
And so I just felt like I stayed not necessarily trying to like change him, but just thinking that one day things would change. Not necessarily him, but our situation. And I'm a positive person, so I always thought like, okay, well, if I stay, and I'm showing him like, hey, we can get through the bad early in the relationship, then down the line, what's more that could happen, when we're already going through the worst now. So I think that's primarily why I stayed. But also, I mean, the love, of course, and we did have fun, and the chemistry was there, the sex was good, so.
I feel you, sis. So do you feel like you kind of fell into the idea of what you guys could have been?
Oh, yes, of course. Of course, yeah.
So what was that fantasy land in your mind that made you feel like we're going to be something? Like, what was he feeding you at that time?
He really respected the fact of my loyalty towards him and how I didn't just, even though he did crazy things, how I didn't just like run off. And he respected the fact that like I wasn't messing around with anybody else, even though he did his dirt,
Yeah.
and just staying like true to him in a sense. So what he was feeding me on the backside was, well, because you're doing this, of course we're going to be together. Of course we're going to get married. Of
Yeah.
course, we're going to have the family. Of course, we're going to have the
Yep.
house, but in hindsight, it was like, no, that wasn't the case
Yeah.
because it should have been like that from the beginning.
Exactly. So what was the dirt? You said that he was doing a lot of dirt. What was that?
So when we first started dating, I really didn't even like him at first. It was so crazy. I really
Oh
didn't.
my God.
I didn't like him at first. I just did not like him. I didn't like him at first.
Yeah.
Only because when I moved to Atlanta, I was more focused on like my career and making money. Like love was not like in my picture that I want to do, like or whatnot. And so even when I tell my friends, like, yeah, my husband is not in Atlanta. And I said that before I even moved out here. So, I was a hustler. I was working, I was working at a popular club at the time. And my friend ended up introducing us. And when she did that, I was just like, okay, he's cool. He had my number, but he gave me like, he's not ready for a commitment. I was telling myself, like, whoever I dealt with, I want to be serious. I'm not just out here just playing around. And so, yeah, I didn't like him at first. And it wasn't until he did something for me that made me be like, okay, you know what, let me actually try to give this a shot. And then, we were dating, of course, and things were going fine. And then about 5 months into us dating, I ended up giving him a foursome.
Oh wow.
With me and two other girls.
Okay.
But the energy was like weird that night, and
Yeah.
I was like trying to peep game, like, what is up with him? Like, why is he acting like this? Especially because we had been talked about it, we'd been planned it out. And then come to find out 2 days later, the person that he told me that he wasn't dealing with was pregnant.
That question that you asked me at the bar.
Yeah.
So when you asked me about like, what was that question? First, I'm like,
so that was more so of still trying to please him in a sense, and showing him like, we can have fun, because at that point in time I thought that we were in a good space, for us to try it again.
Yeah.
So that's why and then you're beautiful, so I was like, why not?
Thank you. So you asking me for a threesome was just basically saying that, hey, let's try it again. I want to please you. I want to do
We're in a better spot.
Which is, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
I've been there too. So you can know that you're not alone. Right. I've been in a situation where I tried to please my man so much that I would do anything, like offer anything. But then I seen his face too. Like when I offer stuff like that, like different kinky stuff for us to do, he's like, no, it's like he already made up in his mind by looking at his face. He made up in his mind where he put me, like what category he put me in, like not wifey. Like you think it's cute, but it's not. Like that's how I felt like in the situation that I was in. But yeah, like I totally agree with you, and I've been through the same thing, so I can totally understand. And also, people who are in long-term relationships, they have threesomes, so there's really nothing like.
I'm not against it. Yeah, I'm definitely not against it. I feel like as long as you trust your partner and it's a commitment, and you know that y'all have a bond that nothing or anyone can break, then have fun. Now, of course, I feel like there's ways to go about it. I definitely would go about it differently than I did the last time. But I'm not against it,
Yeah, you want to have fun with your man. I mean, travel with him, do things with him.
Right.
Like, I understand where you're coming from. Like, so how do you feel like he felt after you suggested that to me? Because the thing is, we all work together. So, and you asked me about the threesome with you and him. So how do you feel like he felt?
Of course, he's a guy, so I feel like his first thought was yes. But then when he really like thought about it and the things that we went through and the place that we were in, we still weren't together. We weren't in a relationship. We were just fooling around.
Yeah. And wait, so y'all weren't in a relationship?
No, we weren't.
At the time?
At the time, yeah, we were not in a relationship.
So
we've never been in a relationship. It's always just been a situationship, as people like to call it.
Yeah, I get it. So let me ask you this though. What made you feel so deeply in love with him? Like, what was it about him?
It was the way he made me feel at the time. It was definitely, like I said, he is a good guy. He has his stuff together. He's determined. He's ambitious. He's family oriented. He's a hustler. He has goals. He has just everything about his personality. At the time, but there's also a side of him. It's like that people don't really know about, that I experienced, and it's just like, oh, okay.
What's
Yeah, we
that
can't do
side?
that. That side is more so of his demons that I feel like he has
Yeah.
to like work on. You know, nobody's perfect, but it got very, it's just crazy. Just crazy and not loving anymore. It was more toxic at that
Yeah.
point.
So when you say his demons, like, could you give some examples of the things that he was doing
I
that made
mean,
you feel like,
I feel like sometimes he could be a narcissist. I feel like he's a liar. I
mm,
feel like he
hmm
manipulates, people or me, you know. I feel like he's putting himself like on to him it's like, okay, well, by this age I should be doing this, by this age I should be doing that, but it's like, why are you trying to do all these things at a certain age, but then you're still out here trying to play games and be in the streets, and it's like,
yeah.
I feel like because he grew up so fast in his 20s, it's like now in his 30s, it's like now he just want to play around,
Because they say that 30s are guys' prime.
right,
Like 20s for us women, that's our prime.
right,
Statistically, I don't know exactly,
mm-hmm,
but and 30s are guys' prime.
mm-hmm,
So I guess he's just ready to hang out and turn up.
and hang out and turn out, but it's like, okay, but you're not, you're not
You
here.
guys look, honestly, I
Yeah.
know he's not the best person for you,
Oh yeah,
obviously,
of
based off what
course,
you're
of
saying.
course.
But you guys look like a cute little
Yeah.
couple, whatever. I didn't want to put that out because I know you're like, damn. But he would, like, y'all look good. Y'all look
Yeah.
good. But at the end of the day, like, looks aren't everything.
Right, right,
And
right.
people, they usually show their representative. That's what I've noticed. Like, you're showing me your representative at the beginning. It's like, you're the top notch guy that I've always dreamed of. You know what I mean? And then after a while, you start showing yourself.
Right.
So within the relationship that y'all have had, what was the biggest like burden on that relationship? Do
Him
you feel
having
like?
children with his baby mother, his friends, and I met like his cousin, his brother, but like not his, mom or dad, or
Why do you
I
feel like
didn't
you
see,
weren't able to meet his mom or
because
dad?
their team his baby mama. So for him, I guess he felt like he didn't want any drama. But at the end of the day, if I'm a person that you care about and that you love, you would go to war with anybody. That's just how I feel, because I'll go to war with anybody when it comes to you.
Yeah. Is this someone you
I hope
know?
that it doesn't go to that, of course, but if you're the person that I'm choosing, then I choose you. They're gonna have to accept it or not. And if they don't, then that's their problem. That's not, that's not between us, because at the end of the day, we have a bond. But I guess he just felt like he didn't it just wasn't that deep for him to do that.
Wow. So let's be honest right now. We're being completely honest.
Yeah.
Do you still love him? Somewhere deep down inside, because this was 3 weeks ago, or even 2 weeks ago when we first met. Do you still love this man?
I don't necessarily. I don't. I'm not in love with him anymore. I don't. No, I don't. Only because like my love has a limit and has a boundary, and I realize that now. Yes, it took 4 years, and yes, why did you stay when he did all this and that? I get it, but it's like now I know, like, we just don't work. Like, we just don't. I can't always be the fixer. I can't always be the one to make things right. So I don't wish anything bad on him, or I wish him a great life, but love is like, I don't know, love is pretty deep for me. Now I know what like true love is, and that wasn't true love.
So, how deep in love were you with him?
Oh, deeply, madly, crazy.
Madly?
Yeah, like pulled up,
Oh, you pulled up to
threatened,
the crib, threatened. Tell me how that story went.
put my hands on, yeah, all
Yeah,
that.
tell me about that. Dig deeper.
Just yeah, I when we first started dating, I drove like 5 hours to go see him unannounced.
Unannounced this? 5 hours? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Sounds about right.
Pulled up to his crib, banging on the door.
Yeah.
Went after his baby mama. Like
Yeah.
did anything to just show and prove to him. Like, it might have not been the right way to do it,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I'm not doing it out of like malicious like intents. It
Yeah.
was more like because I love you, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to show you like don't fuck with me.
Mm. So how was that when you did pull up? Just tell me one scenario, because you told me a bunch of things that you done. Tell me one scenario about how you pulled up on him. How did that go? When you pulled up at his house, how did that all work
Do you
out?
want to know about the time he let me in or the time he didn't?
I want to know about the time he let you in.
Okay, so the time he let me
and
in.
the time he didn't. We could do that too.
So the time that he actually let me in, I just got my hair done. I was like, I'm feeling cute. So I was like, let me go show him. So I pulled up and he let me in. But he was pissed. He was like, why are you here? You know what's going on? Da, da. And he kicked me out. I'm not gonna lie, he did. And I was just like, what the fuck? So I was like, fuck him, you know. Of course, he came back into my life. And then the time that he didn't answer that door, I feel like he had a female in there. I was banging on that door. I had my gun with me. I was really about to hurt that man. If it wasn't for my homegirl to tell me, girl, go like calm down. Like, it's not worth it. I was really trying to take that man. Like, there's been a few times where I tried maybe I shouldn't say that.
See, hey, girl.
I'm not trying
to first of all, I want to give you your props. Number one. You are so brave for saying this because, girl, there's so many people like that are going through what you're going through. Other women who have been played. They gave their body up to men. And then, which I feel like that's why I'm being careful now. I'm not giving up my body to anybody because once you start to do that, you get tied in. You know what I mean? And it's like hard. It's not as easy as people say it is. In my opinion, it is easy. You could just walk away, but it's not that easy. You invested your time, you invested your body, your spirit, your everything to this man. And then for them to play you like that, like, nah, no, you're mine. Remember? Like, you're mine. So I think you're brave for saying this, and I'm pretty sure a whole bunch of other girls are gonna like really appreciate what you're saying because a lot of people are going through this. You're not alone.
Oh, I know.
You are not alone.
I know, and it's my story to tell. And, you know, I'm not ashamed.
I love it.
You know, I'm an open book. You know, I'd rather me tell my story than somebody else try to scrutinize me or whatever the case may be. You know, and of course he has his side to things, and that's on him. If you want to speak on it, he can speak on it. But we're speaking on my experience.
Yeah, your experience, your side of the story. Yeah. So basically, you went to his house. He kicked you out. How did you feel like after that? Did you still love him? Be real. Be 100. No, I know you are, but did you still did you still love him? Like when he was denying you on a consistent basis, did that make you like, ooh, like I want to go back?
Like a turn on?
Yeah.
No, because I knew he was always gonna come back. So it's like, why are you doing all this? Like, why we don't have to be extra, you know? Like, you're not going anywhere, I'm not going anywhere, so why be extra? But you know, and then
See, so when you say you're not going anywhere, I'm not going anywhere, what does that mean?
Like,
are y'all taking a break right now, or what's really going on?
Because he would try to make it. Sometimes he would try to make it sound like he was like cutting me off, and I'm like, stop playing. Like, you're not cutting me off. Like, you just. I think he likes the fact because he's told me that he's never had a crazy girl, and I'm okay with having that title on me. You know, some people feel like, oh, you shouldn't call yourself crazy, you know. But if I'm crazy, I'm crazy. But that just means that I love hard and I like hard. So it's like, you know, don't play with my emotions and my feelings. And I think I can really say out of all the girls he dealt with, I know I'm the one that like really went there with him. As far as like taking decision. Yeah. I mean, you know, as far as just like showing and proving, like it's gonna be an issue if you do some crazy stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, I get you, girl. I get you. So, what are you doing now? So you said that you're not with him anymore, right?
No, we are not dealing with each other.
Is it a break? Be real.
No, we're completely done.
You're completely done? Why did what made y'all come to that conclusion? And when did you come to that conclusion?
Well, I came to that conclusion last year. He said some things that I feel like you should never tell the person that you so-called love and care about. And because when he told me those things, like we ended it then, well, we ended like us communicating and us seeing each other and whatnot. And then I had ended up meeting somebody else. And I would say because I met the person I'm with now, like that really helped me get over him. And I think that was shocking to him because, throughout the 4 years I didn't deal with anybody. So then when I told him that I was, it's like, oh shit, she's serious. Like she for real moving on. Um so yeah, it just we got into it. Yeah, we got into some stuff. We it got it got physical, towards the end on both parts, but yeah, we got to.
Yeah. So when you say that you
Okay.
haven't dealt with him a year ago, but I
Mhm.
did see you guys both together 3 weeks
Mhm.
ago, how does that coordinate exactly?
I mean, so we were still in contact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Not like how we used to be though. At this point it was more so like, okay, we're not dealing with each other on that level. You can actually go do you. I'm doing me. But I
But
feel
you're still
like,
having sex.
yeah, we
Yeah.
were.
So what do
We
you mean
were.
that level?
We just, I guess, I guess it was. I guess at that point he knew that I was actually moving on. This was
Mm-hmm.
the first time that he knew like I was moving on from him.
Mm.
Um, so when he realized that, I think he tried to. It's like he does that. It's like when he feel like I'm like actually getting over him or whatnot, he
Yeah.
tries to go harder for me. But yeah, at the point it
Oh,
was it was no go.
God, no.
And then yeah, so that night that we all met, we got physical.
So the same night that I actually met you, that was the night that you guys got physical?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because we were drunk. Because we were drunk, but no. Um, Long story short, I wasn't trying to make him leave because he was drinking. I didn't want him drinking and driving, and
Mm-hmm.
it just kind of escalated from there outside in the parking
Mm.
lot.
Wow. So
Yeah,
why did he want to leave your house?
he said he wasn't trying to. He was trying to go like park or whatnot. I don't know. Cause at the where I stayed at the time, he had to park across the street, but he was trying to go park. But I don't know. I felt like he was just trying to go be in the streets, which is fine. But I didn't want him driving drunk, so I had reached for the steering wheel, which I've done before, and he like, yeah, it just.
Yeah. So you said that you are deeply, again, you were deeply in love with him.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to tap a little bit back into that. To what extent were you deeply in love with him? Because I remember you saying that spiritually, like as far as God was concerned, that you were like you kind of idolized him in a
Mm-hmm.
sense. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, I mean, my feelings for him were deeply,
Mm-hmm.
and they were honest and truthful. Um, but at the same time, I feel like he loved and liked me more than I did him.
So you think that he loved you and liked you more than you did him?
Towards the end,
Okay.
yeah, towards the
Okay.
end. But it's just how he made me feel. Like, you just gotta give me that feeling. It's that feeling of wanting to be with him, wanting
Mm-hmm.
to make things work, wanting to, involve and actually change our behavior when it came to each other. And I guess I always was hopeful. And like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fixer, so I try to always like fix things. And he
Mm-hmm.
would try to, but looking back on it, I'm like, no, this wasn't right. No, you should have been left. No, this is a red flag, girl. What is you doing? Like, but I was just so head over heels for him. It was like, okay, well, he's gonna change, or he's going to act right after this, or okay, now he's showing me, so we got to be on the right path now. But I feel like every time we tried to get right, something was always thrown to us to make us always go left. So
Mm. So is that was that showing you though bit by bit that this just wasn't the guy for you?
yeah,
So that's what made you. So did you end it or did he end it eventually?
We just both like it was a mutual thing. Yeah, it was mutual. It was
Pretty
like
much.
because it got to the point where it was okay because now we're getting physical with each other, and we didn't do that. The past 3 years we didn't do that. We didn't get physical with each other, but then I would say this year we started to. So it was like okay, no, we got to end this because either one of us is gonna end up being dead. And I told him that I was like, either I'm gonna be dead, you're gonna be dead, and we got too much going for ourselves to even go down this path. So it's like I will always have love for him, but love him, no, no. In love with him, no. But it was a mutual decision.
Yeah, I'm glad that you took that step. I'm glad that you took the step to just say, okay, now's the end, because it only gets worse and worse and worse, especially with his baby mama involved. Then there's no commitment. Then it's like y'all are arguing outside the parking lot. Like you just have to do what's best for you.
Yeah.
And know that like there's other guys in the world.
Right.
Like you said, you're dating a new guy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
When did you start dating him? Let's get into that.
It's so funny because it's like, okay, so we met in October and we were dating, then we broke up, then we got back together.
Wait, what?
Because he moved.
So you were dating another guy while you were dating the other guy? While
you were
dating your ex?
No. At this point, me and my ex were completely not dealing with each other because.
So it was like on and off while y'all were off.
Yeah, we were off. Well, we were. Well, I thought we were done. I thought we were done.
Yeah.
I thought we were done. So I met my new guy in October, and we dated up until December. But he ended up moving, so then we broke up. And then right around my birthday in January, that's when my ex tried to like come back into the picture.
Yeah.
And then of course, whatever, let him back in. But I told him about, the guy that I'm with now, and his response was just, I guess he just didn't believe that I was actually going to like move on from him. And so he tried to manipulate me to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna show her, right? I'm gonna do this for her to show her that she, shouldn't be with nobody else but me. And at first I fell for it, but then when I would start asking the real questions, okay, so bring me around your people, it was always the same excuse. Okay, well, bring me around your kids, it was always the same excuse. And that's when I realized, like, you know what, you're not really trying to involve with me, you're just bullshitting me, you're just mad because I found somebody else that I'm into. And around that time we we got into a car accident.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, we was arguing, we got physical. It's not funny, but it's like, yeah.
It's like really. It's like, do you feel at those moments sometimes that another entity kind of takes over? Do you feel like it's you?
I feel like it's both of us, but I see the look in his eyes when he gets to another.
It's
when
a
an entity,
different, yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, because at that point I felt like he really was trying to kill us. At that point, when we got into the car accident.
What do you mean? Like he took the steering wheel? Like both of us gonna die? Was it like that?
Exactly like that.
So do you feel like there's a deeper connection, or how do you feel about that?
At that moment, some people are you could be fight or flight, and I'm fight. So it's like in that moment when he did it, I was just like, oh my God, I'm like I pitched like I'm in the moment, so I'm in the passenger seat. I'm like, I can see where the Jeep flipped, and I'm like, okay, well, thank God we didn't go off the highway because we were like on the side of like this hill, and he like hurried up and got out the car, and he was screaming and all this, and I'm just like, okay, I'm in fight mode. Like, what we got to do something to like handle the situation. So I'm like, get me out, get me out. So he finally get me out, and he's going off. I'm like, you need to calm down because look, we just got to an accident. My lips busted. I've got bruises. Like he's just more so like, I can't believe I did this, and whatever. But in that moment, that's when I realized like, okay, yeah, this is bad. Yeah, this is the baddest. Like I know we done went through some stuff, but this is like really bad. Like you just wrecked your whole Jeep because we were arguing, and fighting and whatnot. And it's just like, it wasn't good. It wasn't a good night. And so that's when I started to like pull away. I was like, emotionally, I started pulling away. Mentally, I started pulling away. Not physically, because physically, like you said, sex will always tie a person. And I do feel like sex was our glue, in a sense. Not.
Is that how you guys started? Based on lust?
No, I didn't have sex with him for a while. Like when I first met him, I didn't have sex with him for like maybe 3 months after we met,
Oh
4 months. Yeah, it was.
wow.
I felt
Okay.
I didn't like him at first.
Hmm.
So I was just,
Oh, I
I
got
was
you.
just cool with him. But it wasn't until I felt comfortable enough to have sex with him, and I was like, all right, cool.
Hmm.
But no, it wasn't sexually at all.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
in the beginning. But I do feel like the sex was definitely our glue.
that I understand. I completely
Mm-hmm.
that connection without condom, without you feeling
Yeah.
him inside of you, y'all looking at each other's eyes
Yeah.
is
We both
different.
agree, like, sex definitely it would be the number one reason why we always stayed
Yeah. That's
together.
why I definitely dig into the importance of not like really giving yourself away to guys,
Yeah.
honestly, unless you have that commitment. Unless, honestly, for me personally, is like, unless you're married, but unless you really have that set in stone commitment, then it's
Yeah.
like, you're not about to take me through the healing journey where you have me all tied up. Then we're having sex, we're doing all that. I'm feeling your vibe, I'm loving you, but you're playing me on the back end. You don't even take me
Right.
serious, and now I have to like, and then you boom, just leave, and now I have to heal through that. Like that's a process. Who wants to
Mm-hmm.
go through that? I need to know I need to know like we're committed. I need to know like we're going. Where are we going? What's going
Right.
on? Is your baby mama still gonna be here? Like all the
Right.
questions. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
I completely understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like my first red flag with him before the threesome and all that, well, the foursome and all that, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like his apartment had got broken into,
Mm-hmm.
and I had offered to go over there and like just be supportive and help him whatever he needed done or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that, just to be there for him. And he was like, "Oh no, you can't come because my baby mama's coming to pick up our son at this time, just before she got pregnant. So she's just coming to pick up our son things, whatnot." I was like, "Okay, but why can I not come? Like that's not like a good reason,
Yeah.
I feel like because I just don't want to be no issues. Why would it be? She at that point she didn't even know me, so why would it be
Yeah.
issues? Oh, okay, now I get it. That was my first
First
red
red
flag.
flag.
I was
Yeah.
like, okay, it's something going on because you made it seem like y'all are just strictly co-parenting and there's no feelings involved. And then when I questioned him about it afterwards, that's when he finally like admitted that she still romantically had feelings for him.
Mm.
So then I was dealing with, well, do you still romantically have feelings for her? And it was always no, no, no. But then a month later, you tell me she's pregnant.
And then you said that they were going on vacations with each other
Yeah.
by themselves without you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Their
Mm.
whole family would go to Disney World or and the cabins and stuff like that. Yeah. And I just always felt like while I'm at home just chilling,
Mm-hmm.
you talking about you love me, you care about me, but
Mm-hmm.
you're out there doing that and you're not showing that I can come. And there's things that happen in between me and her of why from her point of view why she don't want me around, and I get it. I'm a woman, I'm
Yeah.
gonna stand on what I did. That's fine, I did it, I don't care
What was that she didn't want you to?
why she didn't want me
Yeah.
to come
Why?
around.
Mm-hmm.
I just got tired of her like stalking me and taunting me and just doing like petty bullshit, and I can only be a nice person for so long. And then I went through his Apple
You got
Watch.
that little kick to you, huh?
Yeah, I
It's
went
like,
through.
oh, beautiful, amazing, but hey, don't mess with me.
Yeah. Then I went through his Apple Watch and I seen that they were still like as he laying next to me, I'm seeing that they're still evolved with each other sexually,
Mm,
emotionally, and I'm just like, oh no. So I went after him and her. So I created a fake page
mm.
and I messaged her and I sent a she had sent him a private picture of her and I sent it back and I told her that he was dealing with one of her family members.
Wait, what? Rewind? I didn't catch that. What?
Yeah, I told her that he was dealing with one of her family members. And I was like, look, stop messing with him
Uh,
because you don't want to go there with me. And yeah. So because I did that, and that
yeah,
happened 2 years ago. Because I did that, she's anti Taylor.
yeah. Which is, I mean, hey, would you be? Wouldn't you be kind of like,
I mean, yeah, I get it. I understand, but I also feel like he should have did more to not even allow that to even happen. If
right?
he would have just been honest between me and her, I feel like none of that would have happened. But because he wasn't, it's like, okay, well, this happened. And then I felt like I became the bad person to them. I was the villain in their love story.
Mm.
And I tell him that too. I'm like, for real, like I was just chilling
Wow.
minding my business. And then you brought me along into y'all love dynamic. And I'm just an innocent bystander. And it's like, No, what the hell? I'm not doing that.
Oh my.
I gonna take so much.
So with this new guy though,
Uh-huh.
and you said that you've been knowing him for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all are dating right now. Do you feel like now is a great time to move on to a new relationship after just freshly leaving this situation?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It just feels different. And
It's a different type of love.
it's a it's a different type of getting love. Getting
Is he
there.
ain't the side piece? Is he the rebound? Let's be real.
No, he's not the
He not the
rebound. He
rebound.
asked me, he's I was like, you're not the rebound. No,
Oh,
he's
he
not.
asked you that.
He did. And he's not the rebound. But no, he's not. Um it just feels different because of how we communicate.
Yeah.
And I like the fact how within a short amount of time he asked me to be his girl. He asked
What?
me to be in a relationship. It didn't take him 4
How long
years.
did it take for him to ask you?
Like a couple weeks.
A couple weeks. How is he? Hold on, because this sounds a little too familiar to me. It's a little familiar to me. So he asked you to be his girlfriend within a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
How has he been moving towards you? I just want to dig deeper into that.
He's been moving. He's been moving really good, really great.
Yeah,
It's
really,
fun.
really, really good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, really, 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 really good, huh?
Yes.
Cause sis,
He's very patient, and I appreciate that him because he knows the situation, so he knows he's dealing with a heart that he didn't break. He's dealing with a woman that's still healing. So I just appreciate the fact that he's been patient and he's been understanding and communicating with me and just showing me like what when a person really likes you and really want to deal with you,
yeah,
you're not gonna have
yeah,
to go through all that. Like
yeah.
we're gonna show you different.
So has he been giving like, okay, this too much too quickly? The new guy?
No, no, because I feel
No,
like we have been taking
he's
our
been pacing
time.
it.
Yeah,
Okay,
we've been taking
okay.
our time.
Whew.
It's not like we're about to get married. No, we definitely we're still in the phase of getting to know each other.
Okay.
And I mean, I was dealing with him while trying to cut off my ex, and he found he was there when it happened. I ain't gonna say he
Oh,
found
he was
out,
still in that
but
situation.
yeah. So I feel like because we got through that, it did make us like stronger.
Yeah.
Because he knows like at the end of the day, I don't. If I had to choose between him and my ex, definitely him. I wouldn't choose my ex at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope I hope he knows that.
Do you like good guys or bad guys? Be real. Be real. Are you the more good guy or bad guy?
I like a
You like the
gangster. I like
little.
a gangster in the streets, but a gentleman in private.
Ooh, I love that too. I
Yeah.
feel you 100%. Like be a like have that respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like a guy that what I mean. They're confident. They have that respect.
Right.
But in private, they just what I mean. They with me and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So with your whole experience, which of course we all need to hear it, honestly, because this can help so many people. What advice could you give other women that are going through the same situation, who are in relationships like this, or in a toxic relationship? What advice could you give them?
I know some people always say when you notice the red flags, notice it and get away from it. I just want to say, even if you notice it, and even if people are telling you, and you still choose to stay, that's okay. Like once you have your breaking point, you'll know. Can't nobody force you. Can't nobody make you do it. Like it could take a month. It could take 2 years. It could take 3 years. It could take 10 years. However, like long it takes you, just know that don't beat yourself up about it because other people are questioning you and judging you for staying. And I just feel like because my family judged me, my friends judged me, and I just feel like I wish I just would have had somebody just tell me like once you get to that point when you're done, then it will be okay. Like just know that I'm here for you and just be supportive. Make sure you have people around you that supports you, that you can fall back on. You know, um, but listen, but notice the red flags. Don't just dismiss them. Notice them, even if they pile up and now you got a whole book full of red flags. Like now you can throw it at that motherfucker and be like, all right, now you got me fucked up because you done did this 2 years ago. You did this a month ago. Like,
How
yeah.
long is too long for you to be in a situation with the red flags?
Honestly, it depends on the person. You know, some people can notice it early. Some people take a little longer. It took a little longer in my situation. You know, I feel like I honestly feel like there's no time on it. It's just when you know, you know.
Yeah.
I think when I knew I was done with him, it did take me having to meet somebody else. You know, so I feel like if I wouldn't have met that person, I probably would still be dealing with him. Honestly, you know,
Yeah.
it just really takes that somebody give you that feeling and that reassurance of like, I got you. You know, you're good. You're good over here. Like this, I'm not coming with you with no bullshit. My new guy, he got kids, and I can go around them, or you know, it's no issues with the baby mama. You know, it's just you just know when it's different. Like you'll just know.
So, do you feel like you constantly need to be reassured, or do you feel like there's a time where you have to have that alone time with yourself to actually get to know who you are?
Both. But in my new relationship, yes, I do ask him for reassurance. He's like, why you always? He's like, I'm not going anywhere. But I tell him, you know, it's just because of what I've been through. You know, he understands it. You gotta have if you're gonna move on to somebody, make sure they're understanding. You know, they have to understand like what you just went through, and if they start to maneuver like how your old person was, like, okay, you gotta go. He hasn't shown me no signs, so it's like, okay, I'm good. But yeah, I do ask a lot of questions. I do. He'd be like, you ask so much questions. I'm like, I know, but he's like, it's okay. Like I got, like, I'm here for you.
It seems like you're like seeking more so validation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I so when do you think is best? Do you think it's best that you just spend time with yourself so you know who you are more enough so that way you don't have to seek validation from others?
Yeah. And it's not necessarily like validation. I feel like I know myself. You know, I'm comfortable with myself. It's just more so of trust. I don't really do I trust this person all the way, and so that's when the questions start coming in.
So what makes you feel like you have to ask him so many questions? Because he's asking, why are you asking him so many questions? Do you not trust the new guy?
I do. I do, but I do feel like it's because of what I went through.
Yeah.
It's like can I really be? It's just can I be real comfortable knowing that this is a good thing?
Yeah.
It's like can I let my guard down? You know, can I be all the way open?
Because again, they show their representative,
right?
But it's like
right.
I've been through,
and it happened quickly. You know, it wasn't like it they kind of overlapped each other. I didn't intend for that to happen, but it just did.
Are you having sex with the new guy?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How often?
Often. Very much so often. Very much so unprotected.
Very much so.
Very much so great.
I 100%. I agree. I understand completely. So, first of all, I just want to applaud you for sharing your story.
Thanks.
This can help so many women out. I wish you the best for your new relationship. I know it's going to go good. The new guy, he's showing you, like, hey, I'm here for you. I'm going to be there for you. Even though you went through what you went through in the past, I'm here for you now. And y'all are living the life. So I'm glad that you shared your story. And I wish you the best.
Thank you for having me.
Do you have any last, like, anything last to say to our audience?
This is my favorite. We're going to make a toast.
Oh.
This is my favorite toast I like to say. I've been saying it for years. So if you hear anybody else say it, they got it from me. But always us, never them.
Ooh, cheers. Yes. Woman empowerment over here.
And thank you. Thank you for having me. I love this whole concept. Like you're, letting women to share their experiences, and everybody go through things differently. So shout out to you, and I love you, and thank you.
I love you too, girl. We'll talk after this. Y'all need to know what we're talking about. But okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you guys really like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and watch the new one. We have more content coming up soon for all of you beautiful women and men to tap into this content. So thank you very much.